regulation, so it's not the biggest rise in its super rich. Would taxing the rich create a more dynamic middle class? Perhaps, but it's not clear exactly how. It's also worth noting that America's tax system, relying on income taxes principally, is already more progressive than, say, European ones that get more of their revenues from sales taxes. The top 10% of Americans pay 70% of all federal taxes. In New York City, the top 1% pay almost 45% of the city's taxes. How much more should they pay? The stagnant middle class is clearly the most important challenge involving the most people, but it's also the hardest one for which to find an enduring solution. Remember, this problem began 40 years ago. There is some evidence that the expanding rich have crowded out the middle class, but there is also a powerful story to be told about how technology, globalization, and declining American education and skills have led to the stagnation of wages for the middle class. Some argue that the real link between the rise of the rich and the fall of the middle class is political. The rich have captured the political system and milked it to their advantage. And it's true that because of the vast role of money in politics, the well-off and the well-organized can often get special tax breaks and regulatory relief to help them. But more broadly, look at what's happened in the last 10 years in America. Medicare was expanded dramatically. Universal health care was enacted. Energy policy has been changed against the wishes of big oil and coal companies. Tax rates on the rich have gone up at the federal, state, and local level to at least a 30-year high. And it was America that passed a stimulus program of almost $1 trillion to fight unemployment after the financial crisis. Europe, with its more egalitarian politics, actually slashed social spending in the face of its worst unemployment in decades. On its face, this is not strong evidence of the political power of America's rich. Of the three problems, the easiest to fix is the one we spend the least time talking about: the fate of the poor, who now number 46 million Americans. Since the poor tend not to vote, nor lobby, nor petition politicians, they don't get much attention. As a result, government does not devote much energy or resources to problems, especially those of poor children who suffer from malnutrition, bad health, and poor education, which cripple their chances of escaping poverty. The resources needed to change this would be a fraction of what we spend on the middle class in this country. We don't have all the answers.